So this is the 8.4 quiz review. Okay, you guys have a quiz tomorrow. It's going to be 5 questions. You're only going to have like 25 minutes, guys. You're not having the whole class period or anything like that. It's just a quiz. It's over one section, 5 questions. 2 of them will be this calculate the binomial coefficient. All right, on your desk, either at home or here, you can have one tiny little Post-it that has the binomial coefficient formula and Pascal's triangle, the pattern. Other than that, nothing else on your desk. So let's look at this first one. First of all, let's write down the formula. The formula is n factorial over n minus r factorial times r factorial. Okay, everybody got that? Factorial means if the number 5 is there, you're multiplying 5 times 4 times 3 times 2. Right? So when I say to you, I've already done the quizzes, all the versions, then there's the bunch, and I said, show all work. This is what I mean by show all work. Okay? We're going to say, and always, what comes first in the alphabet, N or R? N. So the first number you see is your N, the second number you see is your R. It's really easy, guys, to just do that at the beginning, then you don't have to think much. So this is what I need to see from you. I need to see, okay, this is 18 factorial over 18 minus 5 factorial times 5 factorial. Okay, that's the first step I need to see. The second step I need to see is a little simplification. 18 factorial, what's 18 minus 5? So I have 13 factorial times 5 factorial. Can I multiply 13 times 5 and get a number? No. That's 13 times 12 times 11 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2. Okay, I don't want to see that. The next thing that I need to see in you guys showing your work is 18 times 17, 16, 15, 14, 13. Why did I stop at 13 and write a factorial? Because
13 factorial can cancel out.
Perfect. There's a 13 factorial on the bottom. And then I have 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. If you guys get to this point, show me all of this, then just do the rest in your calculator. That's perfectly fine. If you want to show me that you said, okay, 13 factorial goes into 13 factorial, fine. You guys can now multiply the top, multiply the bottom, and divide. That's fine. You can cross cancel as you go. Just leave your answer as a fraction. If for some reason it comes out to be a fraction, leave it as 1. But I like to go in here and say, okay, 5 goes into 5 once, 5 goes into 15 3 times, 4 goes into 4 once, 4 goes into 16 4 times, 3 goes into 3 once, 3 goes into 18 6 times, 2 goes into 2 once, and 2 goes into 14 7 times. I like to simplify as much as possible. And then I would rewrite and I'd say 6 times 17 times 4 times 3 times 7, all right? If you want to, circle them so you don't miss any. Did I miss any? All right, let's multiply that out. Hang on. I got 8,568. And that's my answer. Incredibly difficult? Absolutely not. But I need to see these steps in here so I know that you understand the process. Even if you use your calculator, you do it all on your calculator with the PRB button, I still want to see the work shown. So then I go here, uh-oh, this is written differently. And the numbers are bigger. That means it's so much harder, right? Yep, first number you see is your N. Second number you see is your R. So this says 17 factorial over 17 minus 17 factorial times 17 factorial, correct? Okay, next step I need to see is some simplification. So 17 factorial over 17 minus 17 is 0. And then 17 factorial. All right, guys. Well, what is 0 factorial equal to? 1.
So
good.
Wouldn't the whole thing just be 1?
Correct. What 17 on top factorial over 17 on the bottom factorial gives me 1. Crazy hard.
But it's not crazy.
No, not crazy hard. JK. Thanks. All right, look at the next one. This is my N. This is my R. So, but first thing I'm going to do is write out 11 factorial over 11 minus 4 factorial times 4 factorial. Check me, make sure I'm right. I'm just going kind of quickly, I know. Okay, so simplify. I have 11 factorial over 11 minus 4 is 7. And then I have 4. Well, 7 plus 4 is 11. So can I just cross them all out and say it's done? No. All right, my next step, 11 factorial means 11 times 10 times 9 times 8 times 7. And I'm stopping at 7 factorial because I have one on the bottom. 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Again, that's all I need to see from you. And then you can do everything else in your calculator. Or you can show me, okay? Well, 7 factorial crosses out 7 factorial. 4 goes into 4 once. 4 goes into 8 2 times, right? 3 goes into 3 once. 3 goes into 9 3 times. Now, 2, I can cross out 2 with 10 or 2 with 2. Doesn't matter. I'm just going to say 2 goes into 2 once. 2 goes into 2 once. So all I'm left with on the bottom is 11 times 10 times 3. Did I skip anything? Did I miss anything? Did I skip anything or miss anything? Okay, so 11 times 10 times 3. Did you guys get 330? All right, we're good. Good job. Okay, scooting along. Uh-oh. Got a 0. That's probably going to mess everything up. And an R. 9 factorial over 9 minus 0 factorial times 0 factorial. Do a little simplification. I have 9 factorial over 9 factorial 0 factorial. Guys, what is 0 factorial equal?
1.
1. What's 9 factorial divided by 9 factorial?
1.
Perfecto. Yep. All right, last one, then we're going to get to the fun ones. Woo, we got nice big old numbers here. N and R. So I have 216 factorial over 216 minus 211 factorial, whoops, times 211 factorial. Simplify. 216 factorial over, what's 216 minus 211? Yep. 5 factorial over 211 factorial. Little more simplifying. I have 216 times 215, 214, 213, 212. I'm going to stop at 211. How come?
This is a 211 factorial at the bottom.
Yep. Okay, this number is going to be ginormous, but that's okay. I'm not going to give you any on your quiz that turn out to be like e to the whatever. That's not going to happen. So that crosses out, that crosses out. So now simplify where you can. 5 goes into 5 once. 5 goes into 215. How many times? 215 divided by 5. 43. All right, 4 goes into 4 once. Does 4 go into 216? Yep, 54 times. Good. All right, 3 goes into 3 once. What does 3 go into up here? Okay. Does it? 212 divided by 3? Nope, not evenly. 213 divided by 3? How did I know that 213 divided evenly by 3? Add up 2 plus 1 plus 3. What do you get? 6. Does 6 divide by 3? Then it's divisible by 3. If you add up the digits, if their sum is divisible by 3, then you're good. Now, 2 goes into 214 and into 212. I don't care which one you do. I'm just going to do 214 because it's above it. So 2 goes into 2 once. 2 goes into 214 107 times. So I'm left with 54 times 43 times 107 times 71 times 212. Did I miss anything? You guys might have cross-canceled a different way, but 54 times 43 times 107 times 71 times 212. What'd y'all get?
Yeah, like a very big number.
I know, but what is it? Okay, so ready? I wait. What did we get?
3.7397.
I got 373972960 8. Is that what you guys got?
Yes.
So it's 373972960 139729608. Yes? All right, again, ginormous number, but that's okay. It's totally okay. It's a terrifying number. It's all right. All right, so we're okay with binomial coefficients. All right, here we go, using Pascal's. We're going to go through these first ones rather quickly because they're super basic. Remember, guys, this is the 0 row, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. What row are we looking at here when something is raised to the third power? Third row. So I'm going to write out 1, 3, 3, 1. This is how I want it on your quiz tomorrow. My first term is x, so I'm going to write x, 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 x. My second term is 4. 4, 4, 4, 4. What's up? Okay, we write our first set of exponents in descending order, starting with whatever row we're on. So this is 3, 3, 2, 1, 0. When I have anything to the 0 power, I cross it out and make it a what? 1. Okay. Now on the bottom, I go in ascending order. So 0, 1, 2, 3. Cross 4 to the 0 out, make it a 1. Now, in this case, I think it is in your best interest to simplify everything as much as possible before you multiply down. In this problem, it's not as important, but when we get to the last one, you're going to be like, okay, I really want to do this to make my life easier. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to say 4 to the first power is 4. What's 4 squared? 16. What's 4 cubed? 64. Now we multiply down, and our variables become the last, quote-unquote, last name. What's 1 times 1 times x cubed? I have x cubed. Plus 4 times 3 is what?
12 x squared.
Okay, 12x squared. What else?
16 times 3
Is
48x.
48x. And then 64 times 1 times 1? There you go. Yeah, I do too. I think they're fun. Right? Super fun. All right. Fifth row. I'm looking at the fifth row. Can someone please tell me the pattern for the fifth row?
Yes.
What is it?
1, 5, 10, 10, 5, 1.
1, 5, 10, 10, 5, 1. So I'm going to give myself some room. I'm going to say 1, 5, 10, 10, 5, 1. My first term is y. I'm just going to write a y very easily. Y, 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 y. What's my second term?
-3.
How should I write -3 under each one? In parentheses. Why? Because it's negative. When you raise negative numbers, your powers are going to change, right? I told somebody yesterday, your signs in between your answers, if your second term is positive, like +4, then you're just going to have pluses throughout your whole answer. If your second term is negative, then what you're going to do is you're going to alternate signs, positive, negative, positive, negative. So let's write our exponents. I start with 5. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. This becomes a 1. Then the last row, I start ascending. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cross this out, and I'm going to put my 1 right there. So now, before I do anything, I'm going to go through and simplify. So -3 to the first power is just -3. -3 squared is +9. Good. -3 cubed is -27. -3 to the fourth power is +81. And what's -3 to the fifth power? Negative. Good. What? Come on. Do this with me, guys. 243? Okay. Now that we have everything simplified, it's just basic multiplication. Just don't miss anything on the top or anything. Circle it. 1 times 1 is 1. Then I have y to the fifth. 5 times -3 gives me -15 y to the fourth, right?
Yep.
Okay? 10 times 9 gives me positive 90, y to the third. Negative 27 and 10 is negative 270, y squared, right? 81 times 5 is what? 81 times 5? 405? Okay, so plus 405y minus 243. And that's it. These problems shouldn't take up a lot of space. Look, that's a very long problem. If I wrote out y minus 3 times y minus 3 times y minus 3 times y minus 3 times y minus 3, and then FOILed and distributed and combined like terms and all that, you'd have a huge mess. But I only really took up like 4 lines. You should be able to get all of these problems, all 5, on one sheet of paper, easy to take a picture of, upload, you're good to go. Okay, moving along. Let's do the last one, and then we're done. You guys are doing a great job. Okay, these ones are a little more difficult, right? Yes. Okay, this one's not so bad. It's just like, ay, 7th row. Mrs. Meadows, what is wrong with you? Just like this stuff. It's fun to me. What is the pattern for the 7th row? Does anybody know? You can't see it anymore? I'll write it out for you. Remember, it's a pattern, so you guys should be able to kind of get the hang of this. 1, 7, 21, 35. Then it goes 35, 21, 7, and 1. All right, you have to stay as organized as possible.
Do you need anything printed?
No, thank you. 1, 7, 21, 35. 35, 21, 7, 1. Now I'm going to write out my first term. Super easy. My first term is an x. So I'm going to write x, 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 x. What is my second term? Okay, so negative 3y. I'm going to be real careful as I do this. My screen went black. Negative 3y, negative 3y, negative 3y. Negative 3y. Where's my copy paste? Negative 3y, negative 3y, negative 3y, negative 3y. All right, now I'm going to leave a space here so I can simplify. Exponents, I'm going to start with 7. So 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Cross that out, make it a 1. Start with 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Cross this one out, make it a 1. Now this is where our algebra skills come in. All right, we got to remember some stuff from back in the day. This 1 goes to the negative 3 and to the y, correct? This 2 goes to the negative 3 and to the y. The 3 goes to the negative 3 and the y. Do you see how you have to distribute the exponent to the number and the variable? Does everyone see that? Yes. I worked out an answer key for this last night, and every single problem I wrote little arrows like that to remind myself, because it's super easy to make mistakes. So I'm going to simplify here first. What's negative 3 to the first power? Okay, so I have negative 3y. What's negative 3 to the second power? 9. So 9, and then y squared. Negative 3 to the third power. Negative 27, and I have y cubed. Negative 3 to the fourth power is positive 81, y to the fourth. Negative 3 to the fifth power was what? Yep, so it's negative 243, y to the fifth. What's negative 3 to the sixth power? Positive 729, y to the sixth. And what's negative 3 to the seventh power? So minus 2187, you said? Yep. Y to the seventh. Now that I have all that simplified, guys, yeah, your numbers are big. Who cares? We can all multiply. We have calculators. So multiply down. 1 times 1 is 1, so 1x to the seventh. 7 times negative 3 is negative 21, right? X to the sixth, y to the first. Just put them in alphabetical order. So now I have 21 times 9, which is 189. So plus 189, and then what are my x's, what are my y's?
X to the 5th, y to the 2nd.
Perfect. X to the 5th, y to the 2nd. Then I have 35 times negative 27. So 35 times negative 27. Negative 945, right? X to the 4th, y to the 3rd. You guys with me? All right, so 35 times 81. 35 times 81. Whoa, 2835, yes?
Yes.
Okay, so plus 2835, x to the 3rd, y to the 4th. You guys with me? Okay, 21 times negative 243. 21 times negative 243, negative 5103. Okay, so minus 5103, x squared, y to the 5th. And then I have 7 times 729, positive 5103, x to the 1st, y to the 6th. Then I have minus 2187, y to the 7th. What do you notice about the exponents, guys?
It goes up and down.
Okay, so look at my x. If I look at my answer, it goes x to the 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, nothing, right? What does y do? 0, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. Do you guys see that? There's little ways that you can check to see, oh wait, I think I did my problem right. Is that a humdinger of a problem? Yeah, but the hardest part, guys, was just writing down the big numbers. That's it. I didn't take up any extra space than I did on the other ones. We didn't have to work any harder. It's just bigger and yuckier. What's up? All right, let's get these next two done. 5th row. Does anybody know what the 5th row pattern is?
It's 1, 5, 10, 10, 5, 1.
1, 5, 10, 10, 5, 1. Now this one's a little different because both terms have what? Both terms have exponents. Okay, no big deal. I'm going to still write my first term, x squared. I'm just going to put it in parentheses. X squared, x squared, x squared, x squared, x squared. All right, my second term, Hanny, is 2y cubed. So I'm going to write that 2y cubed, 2y cubed, 2y cubed, 2y cubed. Hey guys, how are you?
Good.
2y cubed. Ay, 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 2y cubed, right? I'm going to leave a little room, make sure I can simplify here. Again, same thing. We write our exponents in ascending order the first time. So descending. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Cross that out, make it a 1. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cross this one out, make it a 1. Now let's go through quickly yet carefully and simplify everything. Guys, when you raise a power to a power, what do we do to the exponents? No. We don't add. What do we do? Multiply. So this becomes x to the what? 10th. Power to a power. This becomes x to the
8.
8th. Good. This becomes x to the 6th. Good. When you raise a power to a power, you multiply. This becomes x to the 4th. And this just says x squared. All right. That's the only thing new.
You have shortened periods.
Yeah, 45.
Wait, how?
So now we do the same thing. Remember, draw your little arrows. The exponent goes to the number and to the variable. You just have to be careful. So I have 2y cubed to the first power, just gives me 2y cubed. 2 to the second power is 4, and then I multiply exponents. This becomes y to the 6th, because 3 times 2 is 6. 2 to the third power is 8. 3 times 3 would give me y to the 9th. 2 to the 4th power. 2 times 2 is 4 times 2 is 8 times 2 is 16. I multiply 3 times 4 and I get y to the what? 12th. Good. Then I have 2 to the 5th power, which is 32, y to the 15th. When you raise a power to a power, you multiply the exponents.
What I noticed is that
So now we're just going to multiply down. 1 times 1 is 1, so I have x to the 10th. Plus 5 times 2 is what? 10. Then I write my letters, x to the 8th, y to the 3rd. If you guys are careful and you are organized, this is super easy. 10 times 4 is what? 40. So then I write my letters, x to the 6th, y to the what?
6.
Yep. Plus 10 times 8, 80. X to the 4th, y to the what?
9.
Perfect. 5 times 16, 80. X to the 2nd, y to the 12th. And then 1 times 1 times 32 is 32, y to the 15th. You guys didn't even need a calculator for that. The hardest math you had to do was 5 times 16. Is that a long problem? Absolutely. But look, how many lines did we really take up? 4. It's, excuse me? I'm full of good ideas, Deanna. Full of them. All right, is this going to be a wackadoodle problem?
Yes.
Yes, because it's raised to the what? It's raised to the 7th power. Brooke just threw up, guys. Just kidding. So, I know we don't remember the 7th row, but I'll write it out for you. It's 1, 7. I'm going to write plenty of room so you guys can see this. 1, 7, 21, 35. And then we go 35, 21, 7, and 1. I changed colors so you guys could see it easily. All right, my first term. What's the first term in this problem? 3x squared. So I have to write out 3x squared a whole bunch of times. What color is going to show up well on both? Maybe this one. All right, so I'm just going to write out 3x squared a whole bunch of times, and I'm going to put it in parentheses because I know I'm going to have to do some stuff with my arrows. So 3x squared. If you guys want to turn your paper sideways tomorrow when you do a problem like this, I understand. You're going to have 1. Every version is going to have 1 that's a little bit of a stinker. I'm not going to give you 3 of these because it would take you guys too long. But I am going to give you at least 1 that's like, hey, show me what you can do. Here we go. All right, there's my first term written all the way out. What's the second term? Oh, it's negative. Jeez, Mrs. Meadows. Negative 5y cubed. This process is a pain, but it's not bad to do because you do the same thing every single time. You guys always ask me. I always go back to trig stuff when you guys were like, well, can I do the same thing every time? And it was never the same way every time. This is the same thing every time. You follow the exact same steps. You just have to do the math that goes behind it. But you guys are all super capable of this. So the first thing I'm going to do is write out all my exponents. I start with 7. So I have 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Cross this all out. This becomes a 1. Start with 0 on the bottom. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Cross this one out. Comes a 1 on the bottom. Does anybody have any questions about just the setup? Okay, now we're going to go through and simplify. We can do this. Come on. The 7 goes to everything in here. 6 goes to everything. 5 goes to everything. 4 goes to everything. 3 goes to everything. 2 goes to everything. 1 goes to everything. Same thing on the bottom. Draw your arrows. Remind yourself. If you're raising a negative number to an even power, your answer is positive. If you raise a negative number to an odd power, your answer is negative. But you guys have calculators at your disposal. So let's simplify here. Do this with me so I don't make any mistakes. What is 3 to the 7th power? 2187? So 2187, and when I raise a power to a power, I multiply, so I have x to the 14th. That's done. If you want to do like x and y at the same time, since we're looking at it at the same time, that's fine. We could do that. What's 3 to the 6th power? 729. So 729, x to the what? 2 times 6 is 12. Okay, this is done. You want to do here? This is negative 5y cubed. We can scoot over and say 3 to the 5th power is 243. Hang on. Then I have x to the 10th. So then I can do the y's while I'm just sitting here. Negative 5 squared is 25. And then 3 times 2 would be y to the 6th. Scoot on over. 3 to the 4th power is 81. So I have 81. And then x to the what? 8th. Because 4 times 2 is 8. Simplify the bottom. I have negative 5 to the 3rd power. That's negative 125. 3 times 3 is 9. So y to the 9th. Scoot over a tad bit more. 3 to the 3rd power is 27. 2 times 3 would be x to the 6th. Then I have negative 5. Thanks, sweetie. Negative 5 to the 4th power. That's 625. 3 times 4 would be y to the 12th. Then I have 3 times 3. 3 squared is 9. 2 times 2 would be x to the 4th. Then I have negative 5, so 5 to the 5th power, which would be negative 3125, y to the 15th. Anybody checking me? Okay. 3x squared to the 1st power. Woohoo! 3x squared. I can handle that. 5 to the 6th power is 15,625. So I have 15,625. Then 3 times 6 will be y to the 18th. Then 5 to the 7th power gives me negative 78125. Y to the, what's 3 times 7? 21. All right, again, nothing terribly difficult, just a pain because the numbers are so big. My answer's right. Here we go. Let's just combine. We're going to multiply. 1 times 1 is 1. I got that, right? So I got a handle on 1. 1 times 1 is 1. Times 2,187. So I have 2,187 x to the 14th. Now I'm going to say 7 times negative 5 times 729. So 7 times 729 times negative 5. Negative 25, 515?
Yes.
So minus 25, 515. And then I have x to the 12th, y to the 3rd. Agreed?
Yeah.
So 21, 243, and 25. 21 times 243 times 25. Oh my gosh. Plus 127,575.
Yeah.
X to the 10th, y to the 6th. Scooting along. You guys are doing great. 35 times 81 times negative 125. 35 times 81 times negative 125. Whew, negative 354,375.
Yes.
Chesto, thank you. Okay, we're halfway there. 35 times 27 times 625. 35 times 27 times 625. Good. Don't go anywhere. 590. 625. X to the 6th. Y to the 12th. Okay. 21 times 9 times negative 31. 21 times 9 times negative 3125. Negative 590,625. I have x to the 4th, y to the 15th.
Yes.
2 more. 7 times 3 times 5th, 15625. 328125.
Yes.
Okay, so is that minus or plus? I lost count.
Plus.
Plus, thank you. 328,125. X squared, y to the 18th.
Yes.
Minus 78,125, y to the 21st. Woohoo! That is amazing.
Bottle of water.
I don't. All right, guys, that problem was ridiculously long. I know it. I appreciate you guys, those of you that hung in there with me. I will post this, and I will also post the worked out answers so you can look at it.
Thank you.
All right, talk to y'all later. Bye. Love you.